Wow, wow, wow. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this at all. Regardless of how you feel about how Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford is going to go, the odd makers have it nearly 50-50. 50-50. Canelo's a barely slight favorite to beat Terrence Crawford. According to BoxLive.com, Canelo Alvarez has a 53% chance of winning this fight. Crawford has a nearly 47% chance of winning this fight. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't think it would be that close. Again, regardless of how you feel personally, it doesn't matter if Crawford's moving up two divisions, only fought at 54 once. It doesn't even matter. They look at it as in close to being a 50-50 fight. Meaning that if you are putting money down on Crawford to win, you're only getting plus 100. Okay, he's a slight underdog. You know what I mean? So if you do think Canelo is just going to run through him because he's a bigger fighter, you're not even going to get that much money. I mean, you actually going to get more money than you would normally get in a Canelo fight and picking him to win and putting your money down on him. And let me just bring this up. When you look at Canelo and his resumes, even the fighters like Dimitri Bivol, who he lost to, Dimitri Bivol was even a more of an underdog than Terrence Crawford at 175. Canelo moved up to fight him. Canelo moved up to fight Sergey Kovalev. And these guys were bigger underdogs than Terrence Crawford, who's going to be moving up twice to fight Canelo. They have it that close. They have it just as close as Crawford and Spence. Just about. So I'm going to be honest, man. I figured, and I thought about this, I figured you might get plus 300 with Terrence Crawford, put money down, because I've already been playing it in my mind. Not just the prediction and a breakdown and all that. I've been thinking about how I'm gonna put money down on this fight. And I figured you'd get a lot more for picking Crawford or betting on Crawford. You're not getting much because they look at it as being nearly 50-50. Now that can change with time, um, as we get closer to the fight. I don't even know if this is going to be Terrence Crawford's next fight. Most likely, it's not going to be Canelo's next fight. You know, Canelo's most likely to fight in May. But Crawford, is he going to have a fight in between? I don't know. It would be risky, but who knows? But look, this is crazy news to me. It is a little bit shocking that it's this close. I haven't decided on who I think is going to win. I've always thought since day one, once this talk started, I've always thought that it might be a little too much for Bud to move up that much. Because this talks had started before the Madrigal fight. He was giving the interviews, and originally he wasn't considering this fight, but now he is, and he has been for some time now. You know, so I thought, let me be honest, I've thought that I think it might be a step a little bit too far up. That has always been my opinion. I don't know if that's going to be my final opinion. I know who I want to win. I want, as a fan, Crawford to win because he's my favorite active boxer. So I would want him to beat anybody he faces. But at the same time, when it comes down to actually predicting this fight, I'm leaning a little bit towards Canelo on winning a points decision. I don't think Canelo will stop him. I don't think Crawford can stop him neither. But I am leaning towards Canelo to win for now. For now, you know. I have dipped and looked at some footage from both, and looked at some ways that I can see Crawford beating him, and I've looked at some ways of how I think Canelo could beat him. You know what I mean? Um, I do, and I've always said to you guys, I do put the overall talent and skill advantage to Crawford, but like by this much, you know. I don't think there's a gap, and being that he's a much smaller fighter compared to Canelo, I just wasn't really sure if this was going to be like the one. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Crawford, I think, in my opinion, is a little bit more skilled, but a little bit. But according to these odds, it looks like they feel that Crawford is a better fighter. And the only reason why they have him as an underdog is probably because of the weight. I mean, if it's that's close, if it's still 50-50, I mean, obviously they're considering size here, but not much. You know, I think they believe that Crawford is a lot more skilled than even I think. So we'll see. You know, I can't wait for the fight now, and yeah, we'll see when we see it. All right, I'll be doing more videos on this fight, but it looks like it's really going down. I'm still there's a part of me that still feel like this is really happening. Like I can't believe this is going to be really happening. But I want to bring up one point that I brought up in previous videos that you haven't seen. Um, Let me make this one thing clear. This is a legacy fight for both. So I know a lot of people are looking at it as a lose-lose situation for Canelo because Crawford's the one that's moving up. So if he were to lose this fight, it's going to make him look bad. If he's going to win the fight, he's not going to get credit because Crawford's too small. That's not true. This is a legacy fight for Canelo as well, because if he is to win this fight, you're going to be the first and only person to be Terrence Crawford. You know, and Crawford is a well decorated, already a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? So I know there's a size gap, but Crawford has done a lot. Regardless of what he says about Crawford's resume, Crawford is very established, you know, as a fighter. Another thing is this will be Canelo's biggest purse. So even though he is the cash cow, I know he is the face of boxing and all that, he will get more money in this fight than any other fight in his career. You know what I mean? So they're both going to be coming up in this fight big, you know, and it'll both be a huge win. It'll be a bigger win for Canelo, I mean, for Crawford, because of the jump in weight. Let's not get it twisted. It would be a bigger win for Crawford, but it will be a name that Canelo can ride off to the sunset and says, I have a win over Terrence Crawford. You know? So, look, we'll talk more about this fight. I just wanted to drop the news, and I also wanted you guys to let me know in the comments. I'll be looking forward to your comments on this one. Who do you guys have fighting? Do you think it should be that close? And I'm talking about the betting odds here. Do you think it should be that close? Who you guys got winning and how? All right. I'll see you guys on the next one.